Okay, the reason I called this meeting.
Tell. You should be wondering why everybody's here. Right. So let me find out when they can start. They might be waiting for us to stop and start those. Yes, we have to. Or a team.
Hello folks, the vigil is going to start in a few minutes. We're going to be doing one more song.
We hope you'll join us if you know it. I think you'll catch on.
Catch on,
Right.
We've got to put
One foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. We gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love.
Don't give up hope.
Don't give up hope.
You're not alone.
You're not alone.
Don't you give up.
Don't you give up.
Keep moving on.
Keep moving on. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love.
Lift up your eyes.
Lift up your eyes.
Don't you despair.
Don't you despair.
Look up ahead.
Look up ahead.
The path is there.
The path is there. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one
And now the drummers. John Lewis. Rosa Parks. The Woolworth Counter Boycott. Dr. Martin Luther King. Fannie Lou Hamer. Representative Shirley Chisholm. Stacey Abrams. The Reverend William Barber. Amanda Gorman. Senator Cory Booker. Let us take a moment of silence to honor and feel grateful for all of these heroes of the civil rights fight, which has gone on for eons and continues to this day.
Well, it looks like it's gonna be a hard road, but we're gonna walk it with you.
Well, it looks like it's gonna be a hard road, but we're gonna walk it with you. And we know that you might have a heavy load, but I can carry some too. I will lift you up when they push you down. I will raise my voice and stand my ground. Well, it looks like it might be a hard road, but I'm gonna walk it with you. Long night. Well, it looks like it's gonna be a long night, but I ain't going nowhere. And I know that it might be a hard fight, but I will stay right here. I will shine a light in the darkest hour. I will face the man in the tallest tower. Well, it looks like it's gonna be a long night, but I ain't going nowhere.
Hard road.
Well, it looks like it might be a hard road, but I'm gonna walk it with you. Join us! And it looks like it might be a heavy load, but I can carry some too. I will lift you up when they push you down. I will raise my voice and stand my ground. Well, it looks like it might be a hard road, but I'm gonna walk it with you. And I'm gonna walk it with you.
We will.
And we're gonna walk it with you.
John Lewis once said, if it hadn't been for music, the civil rights movement would have been like a bird without wings.
Yeah. Duh.
We are here today, some members of your local scrappy yet beautiful Solidarity Singers. Yes, we are, joined by members of the a cappella choir from the gospel choir. And we are here not because we're trained vocalists, well, some of them are, yeah, but because we are here because we seriously believe deep in our hearts and souls that the music is part of the movement.
Yeah.
Songs have always carried the weight of grief, the strength of resistance, and hope for a better world. When we sing to connect with each other, with our power, to those who came before us, and to the justice we are still fighting for. Some of the songs have been sung on picket lines, in jail cells, in churches, and on streets. Others are new, born of today's struggles. All of them are meant to be shared. So we invite you to lend your voice, however it sounds, today. Each of you, all of us together, are Solidarity Singers. And fortunately, we have Danya Prince here to help us let our voices rise. And catch water bottles that I might not get.
There aren't a lot of you here, but I know you have mighty voices and you're going to be using them. We need you to sing with us now. This song is called Ain't Gonna Let Nobody Turn Me Round. It was a very important song in the civil rights movement. It originated as an African-American spiritual, as many of those did. And this is how it's going to go. I'm going to be singing the first line, ain't gonna let nobody, and then you're going to sing, turn me round, turn me round, turn me round. And then we'll repeat that first line, ain't gonna let nobody, and then again, turn me round. And then this time it goes, I'm gonna keep on a-walking, keep on a-talking, marching down to freedom land. Let's just try that line together. Here we go. I'm gonna keep on a-walking, keep on a-talking, marching down to freedom land. Here we go. I'm gonna let, oh, no, that's not it. Ain't gonna. Here we go. 2, 3, ain't gonna let nobody turn me round, turn me round, turn me round. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me round. I'm gonna keep on a walking, keep on a talking, marching down to freedom land. Ain't gonna let no fascists turn me round, turn me round, turn me round. Ain't gonna let no fascists turn me round. I'm gonna keep on a walking, keep on a talking, marching down to freedom land. Ain't gonna let no billionaires turn me round, turn me round, turn me round. Ain't gonna let no billionaires turn me round. I'm gonna keep on a walking, keep on a talking, marching down to freedom land. Ain't gonna let no ICE thugs turn me round, turn me round, turn me round. Ain't gonna let no ICE thugs turn me round. I'm gonna keep on a walking, keep on a talking, marching down to freedom land. Ain't gonna let no cruelty turn me round, turn me round, turn me round. Ain't gonna let no cruelty turn me round. I'm gonna keep on a walking, keep on a talking, marching down to freedom land. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me round, turn me round, turn me round. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me round. I'm gonna keep on a walking, keep on a talking, marching down to freedom land. Thank you for singing.
So good morning, everybody, and thank you so much for being here, especially those of you who came on Thursday night also, before we had to cancel. That's real commitment. My name is Ginny Sassman. I'm with Indivisible Callus, and we are all here today not only to honor John Lewis and his compatriots, but to take inspiration from them. First, I want to thank everybody who's been involved in pulling this morning together. So in addition to Indivisible Callus, we have Montpelier Strong Indivisible. We have Indivisible Mad River Valley. We have Indivisible Hardwick. We have Rights and Democracy. We have VPER. We have the Solidarity Singers and the Gospel Choir. We have sound engineers. We have the Mad River Valley Drummers. And we have our individuals volunteering for the photo procession. We also have marshals. So a cardinal rule of all of our actions is that they must be peaceful and non-violent. We are people who care about each other. We do not wage violence. We can take inspiration from those individuals at the Woolworths counter who trained for months to be able to sit there at that counter and have sodas poured on their head and awful things said to them, and to sit there and remain peaceful. And even if you don't believe in nonviolence as the moral road, and some of you may have very different ideas on that, it is still the best strategic choice. We win through people power, through peaceful, non-violent people power. So to that end, we have marshals here today. Looks like maybe they won't be needed, but They are here that if anybody comes up and wants to try to start trouble, they will help keep the peace. If anyone comes up to you and wants to start taunting you, ignore them. Ignore them. Don't engage. Don't give them energy. So I want to say that we all are pretty familiar at this point with John Lewis's phrase, good trouble. But I don't know if we're as familiar with the other half of that phrase, which is necessary trouble. And people, if we were ever in a moment that called for necessary trouble,
Yes.
that is now. We are in a moment called authoritarian breakthrough. We're in the authoritarian window. We are in a race with those who would sink their tentacles into every aspect of our society and tell us what we're allowed to do and what we're not allowed to do, on the one hand, and on the other hand, it is us. It is people like us all across the country who are saying no, who are standing up, who are not complying, who are willing to engage in civil disobedience. We have a lot of good and necessary work. And some of it will be hard, a lot of it will be hard. It will take courage. I'm not really that courageous, so I need the rest of you to help me do. So let us chant this together. Courage is contagious. 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 Thank you. We will have two very special, very wonderful speakers, both of whom will let us see again and again how fortunate we are to live where we are. But we're not separate from the trouble. We know that ICE is picking up people in Vermont as well, and we have to fight here. It's not somewhere else. It is not other people. It is fellow Vermonters. It is right here. So before I introduce the first speaker, oh man, I had a quote all lined up, but it has disappeared. So I'll just go ahead and introduce.
Contagious.
All right, courage is contagious.
Courage is contagious. Courage is contagious. Courage is contagious.
I'm not going to find it in the sunlight. So let me just say, it's a John Lewis quote saying, "Do not despair." So we're going to do good trouble, necessary trouble, and we are not going to despair. We are going to hold each other up with joy and love and persistence and commitment. And now we're going to welcome Vermont Secretary of State, Sarah Copeland Hanses, a Secretary of State who fights to expand the vote for all Vermonters, unlike red states where they are trying to take the vote away, particularly from people of color. So Sarah, as Secretary, has made safety and accessibility of Vermont's elections a priority. She has led the successful launch of 3 new elections IT systems, and she has shepherded election reform through the legislative process. She is the 39th Secretary of State after being elected first in 2022. Prior to that, she spent 18 years in the Vermont House, where she was a leader in improving Vermont's voter accessibility, climate change, and protecting Vermont's public employee pension system. Good trouble, necessary trouble, brave trouble, Sarah Copeland Hanses.
Welcome, friends. Thank you for coming out on this beautiful day to honor the legacy of John Lewis and all of these leaders who have fought in the past and continue to fight today for our right to vote. John Lewis said, "My greatest fear is that one day we are going to wake up and our democracy is gone." John Lewis, during the course of his lifetime, fought for the right of Black Americans to participate in our democracy. He fought against literacy tests to be able to register to vote. He fought against poll taxes that were used to prevent people who didn't have money from voting. And we are here today honoring this legacy in the context of a current administration in Washington, D.C. that is attempting to do more to roll back voting rights than we have seen in decades. This administration, through a March 25th executive order, and this Congress, through passing the SAVE Act out of the House of Representatives, where it waits for action in the Senate, is attempting to disenfranchise millions of Americans by requiring every single American to be able to prove their citizenship with the appropriate documents in order to be on the voter registration rolls. Yes. So why is this a problem? We don't want non-citizens voting, right? Well, the reason it's a problem is because of the millions of Americans who don't currently possess a document that proves their citizenship. Or perhaps they changed their name because they were adopted, or because they changed their name when they were married, and they don't have that corresponding document, that court order or that marriage license that proves that their name at birth matches their name today so that they can prove that they should have the right to vote. And the fact of the matter is, this is a solution that is in search of a problem, because we know from analysis of millions and millions of votes in the United States of America that the instances of someone who is not a citizen voting in American elections is extremely small. So, for the opportunity to possibly eliminate the 0.000% of times when a non-citizen cast a ballot, we are going to risk disenfranchising 21 million Americans. That's the right answer. So this bill, this SAVE Act, and the accompanying executive order that unconstitutionally tries to accomplish the same things are hot topics among secretaries of state right now. And we recognize across the board, some of us more vocally than others, that requiring each citizen to prove their citizenship is unworkable. How many Americans live far away from where they were born? How many Americans don't have a computer and a printer at home where they could print out the request form to get their birth certificate from far away? I spoke with a dear colleague in the legislature. She was born in Texas. She lives here in Vermont now. And she said her birth certificate, because when she was born, she was immediately put up for adoption, says baby girl. How does she, a sitting representative in the Vermont House of Representatives, prove her citizenship if this goes through? John Lewis fought against poll taxes, and the SAVE Act is nothing more than a poll tax that will require every single citizen to jump through hoops, to spend money, to access a passport when maybe they didn't need one for $130. How many Americans will simply say, well, I'm not going to vote? And I think it's clear that the SAVE Act and the executive order that accompanies it are nothing more than an attempt to disenfranchise Americans. So John Lewis said, too many people struggled, suffered, and died to make it possible for every American to exercise their right to vote. So we are going to continue that struggle. We are going to continue to resist. We are going to continue to march and to call our elected leaders in Washington, D.C. and say no. In a democracy, everybody votes. And that's the way we need to hold on to it. That's why we're here, to celebrate the work that John Lewis did, to struggle for that right to vote, and we will maintain that struggle going forward. Thank you so much for being here.
Everybody votes. Thank you, Sarah. Everybody sings too.
Our next song is called Somebody's Hurtin' My Brother, and it's a more recent civil rights song. It was written in 2016 in response to coal ash spills in black, brown, and white poor neighborhoods in North Carolina. But it is so apt today, and this is another call and response, and I'm going to be singing Somebody's hurting my brother, and it's gone on, and you're gonna say with as much gusto and anger as you can, far too long. Oh, it's gone on far too long. I'm telling you, it's gone on far too long. And then we're gonna sing that first line. Somebody's hurting my brother, and it's gone on far too long. And then we're gonna sing this all together. And we won't be silent anymore. Okay, let's hear that from everybody. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And we won't
Be silent anymore.
Let's sing it so that you put a lie to those words. Here we go. 1, go. And we
Won't be silent anymore.
There we go. All right, let's get some rhythm going. Oh, somebody's hurting my brother, and it's gone on
Far too long.
Oh, it's gone on
Far too long.
I'm telling you, it's gone on
Far too long.
Oh, somebody's hurting my brother, and it's gone on
Far too long. And we won't be silent anymore.
Yeah, I'm telling you now, somebody's stealing our neighbors, and it's gone on
Far too long.
Oh, it's gone on
Far too long.
I'm telling you, it's gone on
Far too long.
Oh, somebody's stealing our neighbors, and it's gone on
Far too long. And we won't be silent anymore.
Yeah, did you hear it say somebody's stealing our voting rights, and it's gone on
Far too long.
Yeah, it's gone on
Far too long.
I'm telling you, it's gone on
Far too long.
Yeah, somebody's stealing our voting rights, and it's gone on
Far too long.
and we
Won't be silent anymore.
Yeah, I'm telling you now, somebody's hurting my siblings, and it's gone on
Far too long.
Oh, it's gone on
Far too long.
Yeah, it's gone on
Far too long.
Yeah, somebody's hurting my siblings, and it's gone on
Far too long.
and we won't
Be silent anymore.
Yeah, and somebody's stealing our health care, and it's gone on
Far too long.
Yeah, it's gone on
Far too long.
I'm telling you, it's gone on
Far too long.
Oh, somebody's stealing our health care, and it's gone on
Far too long. And we won't be silent anymore.
Whoa, somebody's hurting our planet, and it's gone on
Far too long,
Oh, it's gone on
far too long,
I'm telling you, it's gone on
far too long.
Oh, somebody's hurting our planet, and it's gone on
Far too long, and we won't be silent anymore.
And now we'll sing it again. Somebody's hurting my brother, and it's gone on
Far too long,
Oh, it's gone on
far too long,
I'm telling you, it's gone on
far too long.
Oh, somebody's hurting my brother, and it's
Gone on far too long, and we won't be silent anymore.
I am so pleased to be able to introduce our second speaker of the morning, Senator Keisha Ram Hinsdale. And I just feel especially pleased to be able to say she's not just Senator Keisha Ram Hinsdale, but she is the Senate Majority Leader, Keisha Ram Hinsdale. She is also, as you can see, a mom of a 2.5-year-old and a 10-month-old. And we'll see how things go here this morning. But again, we're caring people. And if a mom needs to take care of her child, we understand that sort of thing. Keisha also teaches structural inequality, environmental justice, and sustainable innovation. And please welcome her and thank her for making time to talk to all of us this morning.
When mom gets worked up, the kids get a little worked up. I've noticed at these protests. So as long as you can see me, I think we're okay. And the Secretary of State and others will back me up if I need some childcare assistance. Good morning, friends, fighters, and fellow Vermonters. Good morning. Today we gather not in fear, but in defiance. Not in despair, but with fire in our bellies, purpose in our hearts, and a vision in our minds of the beloved community that Vermont and America can be. If only we are willing to fight for it. As the late, great Congressman John Lewis taught us, never be afraid to make some noise. And get in good trouble, necessary trouble. But here's the truth behind his lifetime of sacrifice to ensure this country lives up to its promise. Trouble doesn't usually feel good while it's happening. It feels risky. It feels disruptive. It feels uncertain. It only becomes good trouble in hindsight, when history has had time to catch up with justice. When Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat, she didn't know her calculated role in the Montgomery bus boycott would make her a central figure in American history. She did not know what would happen to her beyond getting arrested and fined. When that led to the boycott of segregated buses in Montgomery, they didn't know how many days they needed to walk, carpool, risk tickets, lose their jobs, or worse. It would take 381 days of walking, organizing, and enduring before justice cracked open just in that small act of defiance. Yeah, that's right. A friend of mine, a fellow Obama leader and a member of the ACLU of Alabama, has that number tattooed on his wrist as a reminder. That's over a year of good trouble, necessary trouble, every single day. So if what you're doing right now feels uncomfortable, that's probably because it should. Necessary trouble takes time. And friends, this is one of those times, as you have heard. So what do we mean by necessary trouble? We mean the kind of trouble that stops ICE from abducting people and putting them on planes at Burlington Airport. The kind of trouble that challenges billionaires hoarding wealth while people lose housing, healthcare, and food assistance. The kind of trouble that holds people accountable when their power is being used to harm. Because right now, Trump and his allies are not just campaigning. They are building a movement of repression and fear that will be felt for decades. And while they distract us with division, they are openly robbing us blind. I have served as a legislator through the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act, ARA, and the American Rescue Plan Act, ARPA, when government put money in the pockets of ordinary people to weather the economic storm. We are about to live through what I am going to start calling AREA, the American Reckless Endangerment Act, when government has set off a man-made disaster that will wreak havoc on our neighbors and our communities. Here's what that looks like in Vermont. 35,000 Vermonters are on track to lose healthcare access. 6,000 Vermonters are likely to lose food assistance. 1,900 jobs are at risk. Electric bills are set to rise by over 6%. The median Vermont household will lose $300 from Trump's tax plan, and nearly $1,600 a year when you include the reckless tariffs. This isn't just bad policy. I saw the sign, bad policy meet good trouble. This is a deliberate and massive transfer of wealth from working people to the ultra, ultra rich. And if John Lewis were here with us, I believe he'd be cheering on the young people rising up today. People like Zohran Mamdani in New York City, organizing their neighbors and changing what's politically possible. Not just telling people what's bad for them, but proposing to build what's good for working people. Congressman Lewis would remind us that the civil rights movement was not just about dignity, it was about power, economic power, voting power, people power. And he would tell us that Dr. King's unheeded warning still stands, that America has written a bad check to its people, especially Black, brown, and poor people, that keeps coming back marked insufficient funds. That check is still bouncing today, and if we wait for those who are comfortable to feel afflicted, our multicultural democracy, this great American experiment, will go down with our economy. So it's on us to do what the boycotters, the marchers, the organizers did. Refuse to accept these insufficient funds. Refuse to accept insufficient justice. And we in Vermont, we look around, it's a beautiful day, we're together, we're here in peace, but we are not exempt from this fight. We have a legacy to live up to. Some may remember that in 2007, Congressman Lewis gave the University of Vermont commencement address. I had just become the first woman of color elected to serve as student body president. Former state senator Jim Leddy was seated next to him at a dinner the night before graduation and built up the courage to ask whether Congressman Lewis remembered a Catholic priest in Selma named Father Maurice Oulet. As Senator Leddy tells it, the congressman's face lit up. Did I know him? How could I forget him? He went on to call him the bravest white man I have ever met in the South, and that Martin always called him the whitest black man in all of Alabama. Father Oulet was a Vermonter. Born in St. Albans, Vermont, part of the Society of St. Edmund, he ministered in Alabama. He gave refuge to freedom riders civil rights leaders, until his life was so endangered that his church exiled him from Alabama for his own safety. He taught at St. Michael's College and eventually returned to his adopted spiritual home in Selma, where he died. Do you know what John Lewis told Senator Leddy that evening? After he was nearly killed on the Edmund Pettus Bridge with a fractured skull, many of us know this story, do you know who the first person was that he saw in the hospital when he woke up? Father Ulay, a Vermonter, someone who put his life on the line for what is right. That's our legacy. That is necessary trouble. So here's your call to action. If what you're doing right now feels hard, good. If it feels like too much, remember, they walked for 381 days in Montgomery before the buses gave in. They overstuffed carpools while police waited in the wings to ticket them. They did not yield because it was hard or they weren't getting instant results. If you're wondering if it's working, keep going, because necessary trouble takes time. And if you've been waiting for permission to speak up, this is it. If you've been waiting for someone else to lead, look in the mirror. If you've been waiting for the risk to go away, it won't. But you don't have to wait to make good trouble. We are the ones we've been waiting for. You have to be willing to risk something without knowing what the consequences will be. I wasn't going to speak on this because it's still very fresh in my heart, but actually the No King's Day is the first place that I went out after learning that my good friend Melissa Hortman was assassinated in Minnesota. She and I were in graduate school together, and then she went on to become the Speaker of the House in Minnesota, some have heard, and I think most now know the story of her life being tragically cut short by an evil and premeditated murder, targeting her and others because they were causing good trouble, because they were politicians fighting for what's right. Melissa, when I met her, struck me as somebody who had so much presence, so much grounding in what was right. And soon after I met her, I saw a video of her in the Minnesota House of Representatives, and she was the minority leader at the time. She still had a lot to lose on her way to becoming Speaker of the House. And when black women were interrupted or white legislators walked out on them while they were talking, she got up to the microphone and called it out directly. It was extremely uncomfortable. And she said, "Excuse me, you did not do that when any of your fellow white men were speaking. Why are you doing that now when the very few black women we have in this chamber stand up to speak?" That was good trouble. That's the kind of person she was, and that's the spirit that I carry with me here and into the future. So let's get in trouble. Let's get in good trouble, necessary trouble, all trouble, together. That's how we walk in the footsteps of Father Ulay. That's how we honor John Lewis. That's how we redeem the soul of this country. Right here, right now, in Vermont, in these United States of America, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
More music.
So we're here with the a cappella choir, the Montpelier Community Gospel Choir, and gospel music and civil rights music have the same roots in the African American spirituals that were created and sung by enslaved people, and they both kind of have the same message, which is that you do not give up. No matter how bad it seems or how bad it is, you do not give up, because there is also joy and hope and love, and that's where our power is. So we are now going to sing "I Don't Feel No Ways Tired" by Curtis Burrell.
don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. I don't feel no ways tired. I come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me that the road would be easy. I don't believe he brought me this far. I don't believe he brought me this far. I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me.
Sometimes at night,
Sometimes at night, you know my way gets clear. I can hear my God saying, child, I'm here. I don't believe he brought me this far. I don't believe he brought me this far. I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. Sometimes at night, you know my way gets drear. I can hear my God saying, child, I'm here. I don't believe he brought me this far. 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 I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me.
one more chance for you to sing. Is this on? Yes, it is. You all know We Shall Overcome. Let's give it a try. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. We'll walk hand in hand.
We'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand someday. Oh, deep in my heart,
today. We are not afraid today.
We are not afraid. We are not afraid. We are not afraid today. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we are not afraid today.
We shall overcome.
We shall overcome.
Sound beautiful.
We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday.
Stay in trouble, everybody. Till the next time.
If you're interested in singing for trouble and strength and love, please come on up and find us. As we said, we're just kind of a motley crew of singers and lovers and fighters. So come on up if you want to keep singing and fighting. Thank you all.
Sarah.